So anyway, that was a really cool thing to do, and it wasn't like there's this one school that does it. Many different schools do it. They named all these different schools, like process work. They didn't name it, but process work does it. Gestalt, NLP, EMDR. But this study looked at what is it that these things all have in common. What are they doing that's actually helping rewire the brain? And it's basically like proving to the person on an experiential level that their limiting belief is not true. Because a lot of people operate with a kind of a limiting belief in the background. They don't call it limiting belief, but that's what I call it from my process work experience. So if you have this kind of like completely... what is it, like self-sabotaging limiting belief, here's the wisdom from the wheel. What you have to do is basically identify what the limiting belief is. That's the first step. And then you find a place in that person's life where it's actually, I think I'm saying this right, don't, I have to study first a little bit before I start like teaching or practicing this. But just because we're here and it's what's on my mind, I'm going to talk about it. It'll help me learn it to talk about it. So basically you figure out where the client actually like has an experience that's different, or you help them have an experience that's different than this belief that's running the show. And then that part gets confused because it's like really operating on the belief. And then you're sitting there and you're like, but you're not feeling that right now, or that's not what's happening. And then the part is like, oh, I don't know what to do with this information. And then you just keep reinforcing it basically. And you're like, do other things. And you're like, are you still feeling it now? Does it still feel safe or whatever it is? So anyway, I learned a lot today, or at least I started learning, let's say. I started learning something really important today, because if we can help people permanently release old limiting beliefs, then yay, we've done something amazing, haven't we? And something else I learned from my best friend from college, Emily Cohen, is that Tulsi tea, the tea we all know and love, Tulsi tea, actually does this super cool thing of taking memories that never got filed into long-term memory. This is the same thing, like trauma memories that basically stay more in the front of the brain, so they're like hypervigilant. You keep thinking about them. And Tulsi tea works on the hippocampus. Hello. Hippocampus, part of your brain. You probably know that. I think it's the hippocampus. Hopefully I'm saying all this right. I'm like spewing all this stuff. In any case, and it helps the hippocampus move the memory into long-term memory instead of staying in short-term memory. Isn't that amazing? So all of the therapists out there who are doing these kind of rewiring techniques, if you wanted a herbal ally, you could use Tulsi tea. Okay, these are a little messy at the bottom. I don't know what's happening down there, but pretty on top. And we can always clean them up, so that's no big deal. But if I could keep it clean the whole way through, that would save me a step, my future self. Sorry, future self. I'm working for you. I'm going to try better. I'm going to try harder. Even that took some of that mess off. Here, look, let's see if we can get a little bit off with the sponge without really damaging the facets in any way. Yeah, that's not so bad. It's mostly just right there. There we go. There we go, future self. I got your back. I love you, future self. I love you. Okay, so let's talk about this for a minute, because it's been coming up in my pottery videos. Taking care of your future self. Sorry if you're commenting and I don't see it. I need my my phone right here. I could easily just have my phone right here telling me what you're saying. But anyway, I'm just going to talk for a minute now about taking care of your future self. This is the best, hands down, the best self-love hack I know, is to consciously take care of your future self. So what that means is do things on purpose. Think about your future self and do things on purpose that are really nice for your future self. And this is mostly reframing things that you already do and you might think of as things you have to do or should do or they're chores or blah blah. And instead think of it as you taking care of your future self. There's so many ways. One of my daily routines is just to make my bed. And I just absolutely love both making my bed for my future self, and then every time I walk through my room, which since I work at home, I do that a lot. I'm in my room a lot, and every time I see my made bed, I am so grateful for my past self making that bed. It is such a beautiful, simple thing. It takes me 2 seconds. I mean, I'm like not folding things in and, I'm just pulling the sheets up, just not leaving it a big mess, I'm just completing my sleep routine. And like setting my pillows up, like nice, where I want them. And it just looks nice. And it's such a simple thing. Or like if you make food and there's leftovers, it's a really nice way to take care of your future self. Or if you have a mug that's faceted and has a bunch of goop on the bottom, and you get rid of that goop on the bottom, that's taking care of your future self. So, like putting gas in your car, it's taking care of your future self. Going grocery shopping. Planting flowers. Putting a vase of flowers on your table if you like flowers, which who doesn't like flowers? What else? What are some other ways that you take care of your future self? Go to the doctor. Take vitamins. Exercise. Oh, you know how I have to take care of my future self, which I meant to do today, is call the exterminator because I've got rats in my walls. And I don't feel happy about that. It's not a good feeling. The old rat in the wall feeling. Oh, here's my cat, just on cue. I should put you in the wall, Numi. I want to tell you a story about my cat, Numi. So I used to have a cat named George, and his full name was Gorgeous George. I didn't name him, he really was gorgeous. I'm going to make 8 on this one, just for fun. So, George, I got him at Wesleyan. He was on my teacher's desk. They were looking for a home for him. And so anyway, he was this beautiful black cat, and I really loved him. He was my first cat that I really bonded with, even though I had cats growing up. Here I go, taking care of my future self. There's some goop down here. I'm going to get it off. That was it. That's it right there. I'm going to see what happens if I do all of these. I've never done this. So I decided black cats are the best. This is years later. Black cats are the best. I love George so much. I'm going to go get myself another black cat. So I went to the Pound, the Green Hill Humane Society, and we walked in, and I was like, do you have any black kittens? And they said, yes, we have a whole litter right this way. And they took me to the litter, and it was all black cats and one gray one. And guess which one I fell in love with? The one gray one. Right away, I just felt like he had the sweetest, kindest, gentlest, kind of magical spirit. And I was like, that is my cat. And that's Numi, and now he's like 16 or 17 or something like that, and I'm just absolutely in love with him. He's my healer. He sleeps on my chest and melts the wall in my front of my heart so I can love again. So I can love people, so I can let people in and have more close, intimate relationships. I'm so lucky. That was a good choice. He was the perfect black cat for me. Okay, so that's the end of these. I hate to be done making them because they're so fun to make. And I still don't feel like I've made it perfect yet. But next, I'm going to try to make these tall mugs. Now, I wish Nemo was here so he could pull up the image of these mugs. But I'm just going to make them as well as I can from memory. So this is me trying to make these mugs that this guy, I'm not going to decorate them the same as he did, but I'm going to try to do like the basic form and also some of his like design stuff, but not all of it. I didn't love it all. A little air bubble there. That's right. So if you want to check him out on Instagram, it's Montenegro. And what I love that he does, and it's not with these mugs, but he does this thing where he makes these big vases. He doesn't show his process of throwing, but he does show his process of putting slip on the outside. And he's got a really good feel for the whole slip thing. Okay. Now, of course, I wish I had that. This thing here, so I knew what they look like, but they were something like this. Like that. And then like that. Okay. I think that's going to be about the shape. And let's see how we want to do it here with the ribs. I have one customer who wanted kind of Stein types of pots, and that's kind of what I think this is, like Stein. But his had this kind of more dainty feel to them, so I don't think we're there yet. Let's see. I don't think the shape is quite there. Let's see here. It's nice to find a rib that kind of mimics the general shape you want. I think this is going to be my rib for this. It's from a piece of railroad tie. You can see that. And then we'll do like 2 of these. And maybe even one here. And then this. And like I said, I'm going to make my version of his mug, so it's not going to be exact. But I'll set this is my it's called a throwing stick. And I set it right there so I know how big about to make it. Although, yeah, I think his has a slightly wider base, so we'll try to go wider next time. And that might mean it's a little bit shorter. But also, the first one I make is usually a little bit shorter than they're going to be. I'll be able to get more clay out of it after I've made a few, because I then get a feel for what I'm doing. New stuff is fun. Oops. Calm down, Emil. Okay, so 10 of these. No, 8 of these. And maybe all the extra clay is just from the wide bottom. I don't usually make mugs with such a wide bottom. I also don't trim the bottom. problems. Once I know where I'm going, I could be a lot more aggressive with my pulls. If you can see, I'm exhaling. I'm doing a big exhale. And let's see about this form. If I can make them as ladylike as his. This has a really nice little swoop in here. Yeah, see, that's going to be taller. Okay. Keep that swoop. Keep that swoop going on. Okay. I like this, like finding pots I like and then just seeing if I can make them. He does, oops, right, we're gonna do this thing here just for fun. He does some stuff that I'm gonna have to figure out. I wish everybody would show their process so I could really copy them easily instead of having to figure it out on my own. Okay. Oops. Because of all the lights everywhere, my my tool situation or the whole setup over here is a little different than I'm used to. Okay. Okay. These are interesting, I guess. I want the picture. Nima, come here. I'm gonna try to psychically summon Nima. I think his are narrower. I think they were more, like I said, they seemed really feminine. How could his be more feminine than mine? It's not fair. It doesn't make sense. Okay, Amy, that was just your second one. Don't worry. You'll get it. Okay. Well, this one is different, isn't it? I think we're getting closer. Montenegro, I'm after you. Okay. I have this I am a competitive person. I cannot hide it. I am competitive. And there's a little part of me that wants to make people's pots better than they do. So, it's mostly because I'm the new kid on the block and nobody notices me yet. So I'm like, hey, look at me. I know what I'm doing. Hey, check me out. Pay attention to me. Okay, just being transparent over here. Just being transparent because that's the way it goes. We can't really help it. Let's see here. Do I like this? This is the problem right here. It shouldn't be so like that. Yeah, there we go. It doesn't have to be so crazy right there. Gotta be a little bit humble here. Okay, there we go. Yeah. just a little bit. Okay. I should probably cut some of these apart sometime so we can see the old cross section. Because the idea is that you make the pot completely even walled top to bottom. So sometime I'll feel like it and cut it in half. But these are getting a little taller every time. I think that last one was pretty good though, as far as the form goes. Still a little wider at the base, a little more swoop. Just a little. I forgot to psychically summon Nima. My normal mugs are bellied out, and so they wind up getting quite thin and like really large quantity. So if I used a pound, like that's what I have here, a pound mug, and made my own regular mug, it would just be a monster. Okay, that one went a little crazy. Getting a little aggressive here with the clay. I think I said recently in a video that my my style of throwing, and especially the speed of the wheel, the way I determine the speed of the wheel is how fast can I go and still be in control? So whenever I'm watching somebody throw and you can see that they're losing it, I just tell them, slow down the wheel, slow down the wheel. Sometimes you can see like they're freaking out. It's like if you were driving and you're getting scared and you press the gas instead of easing up. Okay, let's see. I'm still working on this shape and I'm way over here like I shouldn't be. Really training myself out of this bad habit of laying down to my right. That's okay. All right. That's my dog, Delilah Lou. She doesn't get to come in right now because there's wires everywhere. Okay, let's see here. Somehow, it's just not as swoopy as I want it to be. Maybe this needs to be a little higher. See here. I don't like to put so much water on the pot like that. I just don't like to get the pot so wet. You really use minimal water. All right. I'm not feeling incredibly inspired somehow by these. Or maybe you guys are. Maybe you love them. But they will be really nice once I do the altering, because they get altered in this really pretty way. Okay. This guy. 2 of these. 1 of these. 2 of these. Oh, right here. That's a really good taking care of my future self move. If I didn't do that, so which I didn't on the other pots, just by like taking the extra second to just run my fingers over that cut, that cleans them up versus picking it up, using my sponge, wiping around, just running your finger along it as the wheel's turning. It's just such a great little extra move that you can do now that saves you lots of time later. That's my style. Okay. Yeah, these are all right. Maybe I'll do one that's 1.5 pounds, just like he did. Let's see what that one looks like. These are still 1 pound. I have 4 more of these wedged up, this one and 3 more. And with the last one, maybe I'll add one of my little 1/2 pound pieces, because I'm gonna make tiny little 1/2 pound mugs after this to finish up. A lot of people ask me about my clay. It's called Dark Chocolate Trail Mix from Georgie's. Oh boy, I've gotten really narrow on this one, haven't I? But I think that this is a little bit more of the style. Yeah, that's the pretty thing that he does. That's the pretty mug. Okay, it's more like that. That's the picture I needed. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Something like that. Like that, with the thumb. And let's do one more. Okay. This one. It's really not right for you to not have access to what people might be saying. I think I've got to, where's my phone? Where? Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if I have a microphone. I don't see it. I have a phone problem. I don't know if you guys have phone problems. You're on yours right now or on your computer. But I'm on mine too much. And I know that. And today, I dropped my phone. And all of a sudden, this bright light, this heavenly light, a strip on the left-hand side of the screen started shining. And no matter what I did, I couldn't get rid of that light. I turned my phone off and turned it back on again. So now it has this, it's probably not permanent, but definitely present bright light. So I can't look at my phone for more than a few seconds because it's like a blinding light. Isn't that so smart on my phone? One time I had a car and it was like, driving that car, it was a great Subaru. It was like a 1990... Uh-oh, don't do that. Don't bend over, Amy. it was like a 1993, I think, Subaru. And I loved a lot of things about it, but when I drove it, it hurt my neck. Like, it really hurt for me to drive it. It had a really tight stick shift. And maybe that could have been adjusted, but never did, never was. In any case, eventually my car got stolen, and I was like, thank God, because I was just way too attached to that car, and it was hurting my neck. So I think the same thing happened today with my phone. It was hurting my life, and now I can't watch it anymore. Can't look at that phone anymore. Nima's gonna fix it because he knows how to do that kind of thing. But part of me doesn't want him to. I'm like, I should have a phone that blinds me. I have got to quit that bad addiction. I like really don't even know what to do with myself during the day if I'm not busy with a client or working in the studio. Like, other than that, I'm like, what else do people do but be on their phone? I mean, I always feel like I'm working. I'm like making videos or whatever, communicating with people, but still, it's just a lot of phone time, you know? Doesn't feel right. Something about it doesn't feel healthy. They'll probably block me for that, right? I think I probably just lost my increased visibility. But gotta figure out how to take care of ourselves. Okay. Here we go, this one. Now there's something that he does, which is this kind of feathering thing. And I'm sure he doesn't wait that long to do it. So I'm going to have to figure it out and do something to do these little feathers that he does. He does it in the feet and also, I think, in that middle part. Let's see here. One more. I don't think I'm going to make £1.50 pounds. That seems ridiculous. But maybe I should, just for that competitive part of me. Also, you know, it's fun to throw bigger cylinders, so just for that, for the challenge of moving more clay. Not quite. Let's see here. How do I make that beautiful, feminine, sexy thing? Next time I'm definitely taking a picture before I do this. This is just crazy to try to make it by memory. Just nuts. If anybody's there, I'm sorry that I can't see anything that you say if you're saying anything, but I really want you to say things. But until Nima comes back, I just won't know what they are. And he's been gone for a really long time. I don't really know. Okay. Oh yeah, I wonder if people were coming up with some other ideas of how they take care of their future selves. It's a great thing to think about and focus on. That's what I want to help people with, is learning to focus on taking care of your future self. Literally any kind of chore. One way that I actually really like to take care of my future self is the way that I load my silverware in the dishwasher. I like to put all the forks together and all the spoons together and all the knives together. So when my future self unloads the dishwasher, it's so easy. But you know, when you live with other people, they don't always like to take care of your future self or their own future selves. So that one's kind of hard. Sometimes I have to spend a lot of time redoing the silverware, and that's not that fun. So I am going to go ahead and do 1.5 just for fun. Okay, so I'll get rid of this stick. We'll see what happens here. I made delicious pasta tonight for dinner. I fried up a couple Beyond Burgers with some garlic, added red sauce and red wine, some herbs, shredded some Parmesan. It was actually not Parmesan, but whatever the other stuff is that's kind of like Parmesan. Romano, Reggiano, something like that. One of them is actually, I think, goat or sheep cheese. I just learned recently. It was really good. Isn't food amazing? Isn't it amazing that like food comes from the earth? That everything comes from the earth? Have I told you about Planet Heaven? I call the earth Planet Heaven. We've got rainbows and rivers and forests and squirrels and whales and tigers and fruit. Fruit grows right on trees. It's the most amazing thing. First pull that one that I just did before that, it's just to get the wall even. After that, I can start moving the clay. Okay, this is my 1.5 pound mug for Montenegro. Oops. Let's see here. I can't even see it in my mirror anymore. trying to get that feminine thing going on. Steins always tend to look really masculine to me, but this looks really feminine. Okay, that's not so bad. Not so bad. It's like a vase. More than a mug. Oh my gosh. Okay, well now I know that I can make a vase with 1.5 pounds. Still something not quite right here. It's too much poofed out there. That's the thing that, yes, that's the thing that makes it sexy or not sexy right there. That's a big difference to me. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, this guy. Okay, now for something really different and maybe a little bit boring for you. Definitely a little bit boring for me, but people just absolutely, including me, I love these mugs. I love using these, not this big one, the next one that I'm gonna make. Love using them. And they're just like these boring little mugs. Forever I just really resisted making these boring little mugs because there's like, I felt like there was nothing special about them. But the fact is, I and others love to use them. So what are you gonna do? You gotta make them. Okay. Taking care of my future self right here. I'm cleaning his bat. So I'm not just taking it off full of clay and putting it on the side so then I have this dry clay on this bat one day. No. No. I'm cleaning it. I'm cleaning it for my future self because I love my future self. You know, I think that people are afraid of loving themselves because it will be interpreted as narcissism. I think that we have a terrible fear of narcissism that really blocks some good old-fashioned self-love. 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 Okay. Now I gotta find these bats. I haven't used these in a zillion years. Let's see, is this the right size? I think it is. Yes. Okay, wonderful. Okay, here we go. These, I call these coffee shop mugs. And I can't remember how much they're supposed to weigh, so we'll see if this is the right amount. I weighed out 1/2 pound for these. That's where I got that extra 1/2 pound for that mungo mug I just made. Nima, there you are. Means I need to see what this Montenegro mug looks like. I need you to open it up on Instagram. Remember how I was like competitively trying to make that mug? What?
It wasn't a competition.
I admit it. It was. I have to get my name on the board names. I gotta be competitive.
So I missed some comments here while I was gone.
Okay.
Jennifer Hoover.
Oh, that's nice.
Hi Amy, I feel like I should be drinking something from one of your cups, bowls, plates, etc.
Yeah, she should.
And Heather,
What the hell?
You know Heather McCarley?
Yeah.
She says, I find this mesmerizing.
Aww.
Yeah.
Aww.
So you want me to look up a mug?
Yeah,
Is,
Montenegro.
how you gonna look
Oh
at
yeah,
it?
but where's my phone?
Your phone's over here in the corner.
Yeah, just open up Instagram
Oh.
and it'll be the first one. He's always the first one there. He'll have some mugs. He's almost always the first one
There he
there.
is.
Montenegro, right? Was I right?
It just changed on me.
It's funny how he's always right there with his mugs. It's like in my face.
Montenegro. The screen being all messed up is hard.
I know. But what I'm looking for is the mugs that I just made. Sorry, just so you know. He makes lots of different mugs, but what I'm looking for is, yeah, that one. Oh, see, it's different. What do you think? Do you think I kind of got it close, these ones? I still have to...
Yeah!
You
the
do?
The top has some...
I'm not going to do
art.
that. I'm not going to do that stuff that
That's
he does.
his...
But just the shape.
Pretty close, yep.
You think so? Take a look.
He has a
Maybe this one?
has a pointy...
Which one seems the most? This one?
I'm trying to tell you something.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
First of all, you have the proportions. It looks right. And everything looks pretty good. I mean, I don't know the actual height, but let's just say everything looks proportionally correct.
Uh-huh.
The one thing that's different is you see that transition?
Yeah.
Yours is round.
I did mine. I did
His
that.
has
kind of,
a
yeah. I had that at first, and I wanted to do this like this. I chose that.
You gotta choose your style.
I chose that. Yeah. I just wanted to get the basic form.
And then your feet are very similar,
Oh, great.
but they do this really cool thing
I'm gonna
at the
do.
bottom.
I'm gonna do that thing that he does.
Wow.
Yeah.
It looks far out.
I don't know how he does it, but I'm gonna do it.
Looks like you're using a chopstick or something.
Yeah. It's probably like a tool like this, and he just kind of draws it up. You know, like a sharp thing
watch
to
this.
feather it up. Does he show you how he does it?
Oh yeah, they're doing it.
He shows you how he does the foot?
Oh shoot, nope, I didn't see that.
Just the painting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see the feet.
Yeah, I don't think he shows that
That's
part.
smart.
But to not show it?
Yeah, this is style.
No, I think you should show everything like I do.
Oh yeah? Give
Yeah,
away all the
everybody
secrets?
should give away all their secrets like I do.
Uh-huh.
See, names, this is, remember you asked about square bats?
Square bats.
These are square bats.
How do you use square bats?
For things that you don't want to pick up, like if I were to pick these up, it
Oh,
would
I
warp
see.
their rims.
I see.
Whereas if I have a round pod, the rim doesn't get warped if I pick it up.
Wow.
Or even those tall ones, but these little ones, they do. It's just easier to do them like this.
I did not know that. Amy.
And bowls. It's like a
Amy.
huge time,
Amy, guess what?
space saving thing.
Come on, Amy.
You didn't know. Where have you been? What have you been doing?
Come on, Mama.
Aww,
Call my daddy.
Mama, Mama.
Come on, Mama, Mama. Come on, Papa. I didn't have to talk to him too long. I did get distracted in my phone.
Oh, we were talking about me and whoever was listening. Were talking about phones before.
Phones are a problem.
I talked about how my phone like got that bright light on it, so I wouldn't look at it anymore.
It's pretty good.
Isn't that lucky of me?
Lucky you.
Because I didn't know how to stop looking at my phone.
So right now, no one's even
I was like
watching
addicted.
this. There's everyone who's not watching this. Awesome. You should
Yeah,
be-
you got off your
you should
phone.
be out there, getting
Living
off
your life.
phone, enjoying your life. You know, who wants to be watching Amy doing pottery, right?
Yeah,
You
really.
should be out there
You could do this-
doing pottery.
You could do this anytime.
Yeah. You don't need to watch it live. It would be cool, but you don't have to. Alright. So Instapot?
Instapot. What about Insta?
Instagram?
I just wanted to check the form. So it looks like I did pretty good.
You
With
want
his-
to check the phone? So my situation is this.
Yeah.
You kind of broke the top of my thing.
I broke what?
Remember this thing? You cranked it so hard, you cracked it. You cracked my crank. You cracked my crank. I'll take this off. Okay.
Everybody dance now.